Okay. I'm gonna steer us back onto this real fast.
You're gonna steer us back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the driver now. Look at me. I am the captain. Says real fast. Do you have the stream open and can you see your icon?
I can.
Do you see it moving?
Hold on. Oh yeah.
It's just a little angry dude. I gotta do gorp sounds. You gotta do gorp sounds now.
Gorp.
Clip. Go.
Okay. So you said, let me go back to the interview questions. Your ritual is to smoke beforehand, which is great. It calms the nerves. You kind of also answered the second one that we had lined up.
Hang on.
How are conditions? How are the conditions lining up compared to what y'all were predicting for the race?
Let's see. Where are we? I mean, so far, middle of the pack. I think we definitely could be doing better. But it's also, we still have like 7.5 hours left, so.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time to adjust and adapt.
It's very much the long haul.
What are our laps recently looking like? Yeah, like the lap times
when we last discussed the
themselves.
laps, we were on 17.
For positioning, we're on 17. We're on 21 now.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at the lap times. Yeah, I mean, I think they're where we expected as far as lap times and stuff, so it's not too bad.
Nice. Has there... Oh, you haven't been out just yet, but for the build-up so far, from the 3 months that y'all been training, have you seen any personal improvement? You honestly want to give yourself a little pat on the back of?
Yeah. So I actually ended up trying out iRacing, like, a long time ago. And I kept spinning out on the Mazda. And I was just like, all right, that's it. I'm going back to ACC. So then I started playing, like I said, a Corsa and just doing like just races there. But I haven't really like touched the simulator in like a while until recently, and I was like, you know, why not? And yeah.
What stood out to you as kind of like what are challenges from switching to something that is still a sim but kind of, I don't want to use the word arcadey, but less grounded, I guess you could say, versus moving into something that is as intensive as
Well, so the two simulators that I've been on, they're not arcadey simulators. They are true to life simulators with scanned tracks and, you know, scanned cars and all of that. The difference comes down to how they implement some of the physics.
Okay.
And so one of the things that I've noticed is with iRacing specifically, if you could think of a grip, like a graph, and going up means you have more grip, and then going along to like side to side on the graph is like how sideways the car is. iRacing is very sharp to where you get a lot of grip, but if you go past it to where you're turning too much, then it just, there's no grip at all.
Right, because you're kind of just putting the force in the direct opposite direction from what it's intended to.
Yeah. So usually with like certain, you know, depending on the tires, they'll have different like fall offs, I guess. So like some, like, you know, something you might have on a road car will have more grip, you know, spread out more evenly. So if your car is sideways, you're not just out of grip, you know. So it kind of comes down to how a lot of the simulators simulate that, as well as their implementation of like the anti-lock brake system, just like details, I guess. They do a little differently.
It's kind of, it feels just like a different kind of granularity of the data that makes the sim perform.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would not say one is more realistic than the other than just they feel different to drive in.
Just kind
So
of like a different tool.
yeah.
Makes sense. Do you know why it is that this tends to be kind of thought of as more of the standard? I think it's, for me personally, as somebody who's aware of the community, but from outside of it, my understanding as a very casual person who knows about this is that this is kind of like the one that is done in like professional runs. Assetto Corsa is definitely out there, but it seems to be more fun based. There's a lot more obviously like mod support and stuff like that, which is probably lending to that.
Well, for
thought
the
now that I think
original,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
I would say it's honestly what you hear the most because it has probably the biggest competitive scene. So like you can hop on iRacing and within 30 minutes be in a race.
That makes sense.
A lot of these others you can, but they won't be to the same caliber of there's like matchmaking, there's like where you can protest, you know, if you get into an accident, more strict rules. So as far as a competitive environment where you want to race another car, this is kind of the place to go to. But there are, I would say, just as many other places, like for instance, on Assetto Corsa Competizione, they have their own leagues that you can join that are fairly well known as well within the racing community. But they require you to basically get past the base game to be able to then get into these leagues. And then those leagues don't happen as regularly as something that would happen on iRacing.
Gotcha. So what I'm probably perceiving from the outside then as more of an industry adoption is less of that and more of just this having the most active or most kind of quote unquote defaulted community within the scene.
It's the default if you want to play competitively.
Yeah. Okay,
if you're looking for something a little different, then you could go to these other leagues.
Yeah.
They'll have different cars. For instance, Assetto Corsa Competizione specializes in GT cars.
Okay.
So if you're looking to specifically only ever do GT cars, that's a good place to go.
That makes sense. Now, have you had issues pulling into, I guess, iRacing specifically with its kind of unique characteristics?
I did, yes. So one of the big things is the difference in how they handle ABS. And I have my own personal thoughts about that, but they're kind of controversial. But it kind of just gets that, like I said, it comes down to the technicals of how they implement ABS and the tire. So I think iRacing tends to make the game a little bit more competitive in the sake of realism. So you lose a little bit of the car characteristics that you would have in real life for the sake of things being more competitive.
Makes sense.
And I feel like that's
different. mean, in like gaming, for example, that would be kind of like restrictions on classes and stuff like that in order to, that makes total sense because it's not necessarily like, you can't use this exact thing or anything like that, but more so just leveling the playing field so that everybody's approaching everything within the same regulations and bounds. Kind of the same thing of like eliminating variances within pit stops and stuff. You have some form of control like Tricky was saying previously, but everybody is still kind of on the same base rate of how they're applying those choices within there. That's I think as far as I'm gonna steal for that train of thought. I love picking people's thoughts on like their tool selection or how they came to their conclusion for stuff like that. Because it's a world you have spent much more time in, obviously, than probably the other three of us combined. And so having insider knowledge on how those things kind of take and shape is definitely, I think, worth just diving into and having brought up, because I think it makes sense to a lot more people that way.
One thing, I'm going to circle it back to something that we learned with Tricky's interview, is I don't know if you heard it, but he doesn't listen to any sort of music. Like, his thing is just like full send self-control of focus. whenever he's prepping for his races. So he has no music whatsoever. Do you have any sort of playlist that you like to listen to kind of build up your energy?
No, but
Ah.
usually when I drive, I just kind of drive.
Yep.
So I'm not really like,
Distraction.
I mean, if it's on, then it's on. It's whatever. Like I'm just tuned into what's happening.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, more so than like if there was music playing.
Yeah.
But there's also, comes a point of like trying to hold conversations and stuff like that. Keeps a train of thought when you're also trying to keep a train of thought of like where you are on the track.
Yeah.
So I try to just stay focused, and I don't really ever have any music going. But I guess during practice, I don't care.
That's fair. Another important question that I do want to ask is, do you think I'm pretty?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Some other really fun questions that I'm really excited about asking is, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
I mean, I love the idea of like birds aren't real.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, birds
You mean the
don't
reality?
exist. They're government drones.
Yeah, they're not real. What do you mean idea? They're not real. They're just not real.
Okay, well, to some people,
Okay, some people can just be wrong.
Yeah,
That's
I've had
fine
some
for
very
them.
interesting interactions with raving, so I can vouch for that somewhat.
bird watchers are basically like CIA agents.
They're just keeping track of where they're
Bro,
where
they're
in
up.
the
Oh my
enemy's
god. The
attentions
Watchers are the
are.
network. The Watchers are sending the data to the bird drones.
Oh my god.
That's why they have to. No, that's it. That's it, bro. They're in their
or they're
bags. They all
downloading the
have the
pictures.
bags, and the bags hold the drives. Oh my god, it's done through IR in the fucking binoculars.
Oh my god.
I think we've come across something.
That's
If I
it.
go missing.
I racing just goes offline. The world crashes.
I'm gonna very quickly swing this over because I didn't realize how much time it actually took to have that tech issue. Because I don't know how long you're able to stay, says, so I'm gonna try and keep it
I
decent.
think I'm good for a bit.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah. I got 2 more drivers ahead of me, so.
Perfect. Yeah, I was double checking that as well, but also breaks and food and drinking is definitely a priority as well. Which, by the way, everyone take a hydrate. It's required.
Take a shot of water.
Hydrate or dihydrate. Everybody, including you, Chad members that
Yo,
are viewing.
drunk
I know 12
driving.
of you are watching. It's 11 now.
Well, the surprise that we had, and the one that I told you to close your ears on, was, how do you feel about tarot readings?
I don't know. No thoughts.
No thoughts. Okay. Would you be comfortable with getting one?
I think it's it's kind of, I think you can find like the meaning, and people just find it in different places. And so I think they can tell you things that, like, if you go in with an open mind, maybe it'll give you like a different point of view or think about something a different way. But I think you could find that in other places as well. But if that works for you, then there you go.
Nice.
What's that?
Well, we have Blue here. This was actually completely an accident. Because I originally was going to be the one to give you the tarot reading, but I have been really enjoying me and Blue, our conversation with Blue about tarot reading and everything like that. Blue, you have your cards out, correct?
Pull them back out again. Hold on.
Good.
Let me get them. Alright, I have them. Let me shuffle them again since my last little part 1 card pull.
I don't know, it says if you, and Blue, you can tell me to shut up if I'm telling someone to do it incorrectly, because the way that I do it is I ask them to think of a question, but don't say it out loud. Just have it in your head as the person is shuffling.
Usually I like asking because it helps me figure
Okay.
out where to focus my energy in. Because
Okay.
how I see a person is I see a ball of energy around them usually, even if I don't physically see them. I get everything. Like I get their family life, I get their vibes, I get their love life, I get how they feel in things, how they feel, for example, how they felt this morning when they woke up. I get everything. So I need to know where you want that directive energy to be pointed. So that way I can scoot everything aside for a moment and pinpoint on one certain idea.
What if I don't really have a question?
That's perfectly fine. A lot of people just ask for straight up future readings.
Or what does the universe want to tell me right now? That's
Exactly.
another
Yeah,
popular
there
one
you
that I
go.
like fall
We'll
back
go
on.
with that one.
Ooh, all right. What is the world wanting to tell you? Let's get your 3 cards pulled and let's figure this out. All right. The first card is upright, 2 of cups. We got unity, partnership, and connection. So we are going to put that one aside, and we'll come back to it and its expanding meaning. Let's get the other 2 first. All right. We got justice, upright, cause, end, and effect, clarity, and truth. So this is already a very good mixture of cards. I see something very interesting already. I'm getting some very interesting vibes. And now let's get the last card. Nine of Pentacles, reversed. Reckless spending, living beyond means, and false success. So, already, I'm going to say I'm getting a very interesting story already based on what I'm getting for these cards. And I'm going to also grab their images. I have a digital book about these cards, just showing their basic meanings and stuff that I'm also going to send you. So that way you know what I'm talking about with my stuff. So I like to be clairvoyance. I like to be clairvoyance with my things. Let me send those over to you real fast. And they're being sent in their order as well for you to take a look. But that's their digital rated. So, I will already say off the bat, stuff is happening. There is a lot of things that's happening in your life. It's a bit chaotic right now. And it may not feel it, but it is. You are having a lot of emotional stuff that's going on. You are having a lot of stuff that is causing you to gain a sense of false hope. And you're having a lot of like this good energy coming from it that is slowly going to become something of a landslide that's going to make you burnt out. So let's break down the 2 of Cups real quickly. So let's do that real fast. Let me pull her up real quickly. So for you, 2 of Cups can mean in way different attributes with a lot of different people. But it can be just a general suggestion within feelings of upboundness. I see something of great combantony. Love words here. I see some great combantony coming with some people close to you, with being mutual respect. And this could be allowing you to gain some comfort with this person. This person had some good connection with you, some good energy, and they have proved to not be someone who's sucking the energy out of your life, and they are being welcomed within your own livelihood and pushing on you a new form of opportunity, be it one of friendship, be it one of a work partner, or be it one of companionship. This person's going to have a major abundance with your future, and I recommend keeping a good eye on them. Now, your next card, if I'm not mistaken, is the Justice, specifically upright. This card, now, this is an interesting card, especially with what we just got with the previous. Justice is a card that is sometimes seen as a reckoning, but in your case, it is accordingly with decisions that you've made in general. There is a lot of things that you've made, decisionary-wise, that has secretly, without your consent, caused pain to others, and you haven't noticed. because because of that good person in your life that's giving all this energy, you've gained that enthusiasm to push you to make some very drastic decisions and choices that you may have not weighed the fairness or the probabilities with them. And it has caused some bitterness with some people in your family. And it has caused a lot more eyes to be upon you than you really want as well. And your last card is specifically the reverse version of the Nine of Pentacles. Now, anytime Pentacles is pulled, it's out to get you, or you've done some fucked up shit, and it's not a good thing. And especially with the two cards we got here. I made a joke about the saying of the calm before storm to Magnus a few moments ago.
Yep.
This is legit. Is this card? It's the calm before the storm. Some shit's gonna happen in this coming year, and I mean it when I say this coming year. That is going to be a very major conflict. And it's not good. It's nothing good at all. And it can be something that greatly condones with your false, sense of security, with coming with this good person you have close to you, and all this good energy you're getting from it is going to overpower you, and it's going to cause you to crash down into a period of life where you are, going to be unbound, unwinding, and just completely wrecked. You need to take a few steps back, allow yourself to reassess your situation that you're in, try to recover relationships you had, because you're going to be the jester of the joke if you're not careful in the next coming year. And there you go. That's what I got.
Okay. I got told I'm gonna crash out.
Yeah, my
not
first
during the races.
Hopefully not.
my first 4 readings were hey, you're gonna crash out, and then I kind of looked at it and I was like, oh, okay. So like I went through it and I was like, oh no, it's just Tuesday at this point. This is less of a hey, take heed, recognize a greater cycle. Mine were anyway very much like that, and now here I am still. What am I at now? 9 or 10 months in with my cards, and I think I'm finally starting to listen to them. But anytime I get mine like to yell at me a lot too.
Yeah.
I the other day I tried to do like 2 readings for my friend, and both of them came up for mine until it was through, which was fun. And anytime that I get one, mine like to scream at me whenever they're upset, and they always just come back to like just regroup, and evaluate things.
The big thing I got from this reading specifically, I felt like I was having like Hecate whisper in my ear going like, they got shit they gotta fix. You got something that's probably you need to mend, especially. Like, this good energy is coming for a good reason, yes, but there's a darker motive connected to it.
You can still retain that good energy too. You can,
exactly. You can still keep it.
What it's really saying is that if you continue realistically without any adjustment, any course, if you indulge yourself in any bad habits or bad characteristics within yourself, you may be recognizing, or maybe not. And that doesn't also mean outwardly being a bad person. It can be things in a day-to-day that's like, hey, I have an extra cup on my desk. I'll take it back when I get up and keep leaving it. Like, it can be a progression of things that are day-to-day small tasks or thought processes that block up everything. And so being able to kind of sit and reevaluate after kind of cumulative moments like you're about to go through here too, just like that action, you're going to kind of sit and digest everything afterwards. But if you're not doing the digesting, then you just keep gaining all of this information and everything keeps spiraling.
A lot of times it can also just be simply enough that you've taken all this like good energy and you've kind of let it feed your ego. Sometimes that can happen as well, which it causes you to disregard a lot of your surroundings.
It's like the pendulum effect.
Exactly.
That actually, specifically to me, that actually kind of kicks to going into a thing, because it's like, hey, you need to not get swept up in what you're trying to do and stay focused on the exact things you need to.
Exactly.
It is that regrounding call.
Hey, and we are barely in the year, so this is probably a good chance to try to straighten out some of your future stuff.
Especially
That's a perfect
early.
thing.
Yeah, especially early. Donut, what are you doing?
Especially since this reading specifically called out this year.
Donut.
It's definitely
Yeah.
something you
Ooh.
gotta look into.
Oh shit.
They just tap.
Yeah, a little love tap.
A little love tap.
Donut
Both
has been
cars look
sitting
fine, though.
staring out the window.
Little hit damage.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
But no, don't take it as a bad thing. Honestly, it's good that you've technically gotten a small little nudge like this, because it allows you to try to reconsider and redirect your stuff.
Yeah.
Especially as early on as we are.
I have yet to ever come across a quote-unquote bad fortune one, because every one of them are not.
Yeah.
This is happening. Every one of them where it is like a push thing.
It's
like
informative.
It's informative, and it's a chance to catch early. It's a warning. It's a cautionary tale of like, hey, just think of what might be weighing you down. Spend some time processing it when it is time, and then good.
What I out of context, not connecting to your reading at all. Anytime I've gotten a pentacle card, it's like, oh, shit's for real now. Because those cards specifically, the pentacles, I've connected to. These cards basically represent a lot of, we're gonna punch you in the face with your truth, and you're gonna understand it clearly. Okay?
They're very
we're good.
hand-fisted.
Punch.
Hi, Donut. I would turn my camera on for everyone to see, but Donut here says hello as he very.
Hi, Donut.
Hi, Donut.
Everybody says hi to you. Everybody loves you.
Which says if you want to see what the doggos look like, if you go into the voice chat, text chat, scroll up to the top.
I will show them.
Those are the two doggies that Magnus has.
I should send pictures of my dogs, actually. Hold on. They're very cursed ones. I think one of my dogs is very photogenic in meme culture. Not like good pictures. Like, no, she makes very good memes.
This one here on the left is Donut, and then Tater is the one that's all sprawled out in front.
Here, I definitely have a picture of my kitty cat that I can share.
Donut says, do you have any pets?
I used to have a cat. Now I have a dog.
Nice.
What's the doggy's name?
Oscar.
Oscar?
Uh-huh.
I like it. Tell Oscar hello and give him kisses.
Do you ever take Oscar on rides with you in Sim?
Yeah.
Yeah!
I'll put the VR on top.
Hell yeah.
Oscar, it's your turn to drive. Take the wheel, bub. You got this.
I seriously want to learn how
my
to
God,
like.
her paws.
I know how to like get a solid tracker for Desi. That way, whenever she gets within the play space, y'all can see her like walking around in VR chat.
You could make her like little avatar, the little cat toast thing in that one VRC world.
That's goofy.
Which one?
Uh,
I just think of Popcat.
Oh my God, Popcat!
Popcat would be
I love
fun.
that.
No, there's one of the, I don't remember what it was. There's one of the worlds that it has a little. It's like there's a couple of them actually, because I think it's a Unity pack now. But it's a little cat that follows around the instance owner, but it's made out of like a loaf of bread.
Oh, you mean the loaf cat?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I remember that one.
All right, team channel. I posted an image of my first dog, Padme. There you go. I think I posted it in the wrong chat, actually, now that I think about it. Let me delete that.
I like the side eye that the dog gives. That's so funny.
I cannot wait for you to see Tater's side eye.
Oh, yeah, because I haven't met Tater yet.
Yeah, you've not.
I'm
It's
going
full
to
of both
move
like
that
fear
to-
and just don't fucking touch me.
Move the rest of those photos over to general.
Dude, I'm gonna have to get a picture of her for you the day that I bring her in to get trimmed, before and after, because it's insane.
You're gonna have to what?
Get a picture of her before and after when I get her groomed.
To
Show you, because you're not gonna believe that it's the same dog when I show you what she looks like.
I like the puffed up face that you have on the doggo, says.
Oh, that's no filter.
It's alien dog, yeah.
It's Doug from Up.
All my dogs are photogenic in a weird way.
Aw, so cute.
Here is Axel. So Axel Rose, that's his name. He's a staffy, he's a stinker.
I like how close up it is on the first image and makes him look like he ate a bee.
He just looks like the Sad Doge meme in one image.
Oh my God.
By the way, there's a story to two of those images. The one of him in the chair and the Sad Doge image happened after each other. So he was not supposed to go in that chair. That's my mom's seat specifically at the time the photo was taken. And she doesn't like dog hair there because she worked at a school cafeteria at the time.
Yeah.
So she didn't want dog hair in it. Also, all my dogs are going nuts. I don't know if you hear it. But I told him he couldn't be in the chair, and I had to pick him up. I plopped him on the ground, and he looked sad, sitting like that. I was like, he looks like the sad Doja meme.
Oh,
And then-
sorry, I was just gonna make the comment to says we
Good.
went almost 15 minutes past your time, so you are more than welcome to go at any moment that you need to. But you're also welcome to still hang out a little bit more if you want.
Okay.
You're totally fine. Just we wanted to let you know that whenever you're
Yeah.
comfortable, you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to
Yeah.
hang as long as you want to. Oh, nope.
What were you gonna say, Blue?
Oh, I
That's
was just
a
making
nice
a noise.
car.
There
I
we
made a
go.
small little noise.
Let's go Edge.
That's-
Nice.
That's such an anime coloring car.
It really is.
Alright. There's Iris.
Did you see the car break apart in the background?
Just fucking Lego
The
fell
car,
apart.
oh my
I
god.
just heard the Lego breaking noise.
No.
Oh my god, the peekaboo image. He looks so afraid. Why does he look so afraid?
Iris is what we've called the gremlin. Axel is the scaredy cat. He's allergic to everything, actually. He's even allergic to grass, so he takes medication because of it. But he's scared of the wind. He does weird little bow-woo-woos a lot. That's what we call it.
Is that who's in the background?
Yes. That's him. He's just a little talkative baby. He's just
I
going
like how he just confirmed it for you.
Yep. Just yep.
Boof, boof. And Iris, we don't know what she is. We do know that she is part of I've never heard of this dog before we got her. So
Rotisserie chicken.
Nova Scotia's duck-toling retriever. That's apparently a dog.
What?
I've never heard of them before until we got her. And they're like, oh, she looks like one of those. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I had to Google it. They're so cute. And she looks almost like one, but she's short-haired.
That's cute. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
But,
All right. I'm gonna be heading now.
Oh, good. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
being with
Bye-bye.
us, Saz.
Mommy.
Bye, says. Pissless.
Pissless. Hi, Saz.
I said.
Howdy, hey.
I'm gonna send this individually because Tricky doesn't get to see until it's done.
Because I'm dog shit at it. Milk says milk.
Milk.
What? What'd I do?
You're a milk. Milk. This is says. Says this is milk.
Oh, because they were talking about introductions.
Oh, hi.
Oh.
Okay.
Hello.
I did it.
I was so
Message?
confused for a minute. What does
Sorry.
Milk says?
What does Milk says? And who was phone?
Who was
I love it.
phone?
That's gonna be so good. So
It says.
Oh, that's great.
Sweaty
And
now.
then I just.
Oh,
need
but no, I
start.
lied to you, Kyler.
no.
The ones that I saw that triggered one of my memories is a good one. The one that is like all the rave right now that I watched a video on is the SimuCube Active Pedal Ultimate. And it uses a linear screw drive system to simulate
Only $1,200.
well that was for all three pedals. It was like 1,200 bucks.
1,200?
Well, let me send
No,
you the
1,200 is
message.
for the single pedal.
I'm sorry.
I called it. I knew
Not-
it.
Everything.
The SimuCube
Try.
is 2,000 per pedal. But there was another one that was like a hydraulic piston driven pedal set. It was really good. That was like 1,200 for the set of 3.
I know there's a few out there, but the only one I know of is the SimuCube, and then there's one from whoever came out with it.
Can you
Oh,
just
Moser came out with
import
some.
to Bamboo?
Yeah,
Studio?
Moses got some pretty cool ones.
I'm missing up like small
it's
cleanups
right
I'm
here.
gonna have to do.
I'll see it in a second. Husingfeld. The Husingfeld Sprint 3 pedal set. Oh, that's a
Sorry, I
cheaper
just
one.
got flash banged.
But they
I was tricky doing revenge flashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been revenge flashing. I don't know if you saw what I got out there.
Oh, that's
Look at
exactly
this one
what.
guy. I
yeah.
lapped him 3 times, and he was still fighting for it. And so I flashed, and he just pulled over, and I was like, "Oh, all right."
so that means I win.
It was like a cartoon. The guy just kept appearing.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, that's what the image is about. I realized says that you weren't. I don't think you were in here. But we were talking about how Tricky loves to do revenge flashing. So I said that I'm gonna make a PNG image of him for his PNG tuber, and it's gonna flash anytime he talks.
That's great. I like it.
Thank you. That's the progress on it.
It's flashy.
Oh, they've updated the active pedal to the active pedal ultimate. $6,000 for all 3 of them.
Only.
Oh my
only.
god.
That's it. The
That's only,
SimuCube
A lot.
is
Almost a
super
car's
cool.
down payment.
That's a quarter of my motorcycle right there.
Oh my god.
But it uses the screw drive for all your feedback systems. So it's
Yeah.
a really powerful screw drive to give you engine feel, road feel, brake feel, ABS. The software for it is really nice. But the way that it detects pressure relative to your feedback is with a static potentiometer. So it detects the flex of the metal for it's a load sensor. That's what it is. It's a static
Load
load
cell.
sensor,
Yeah.
and it is super cool.
Yeah,
because
you
it
can
gives
get
you really accurate
load
feedback.
cells. Like load cells kind of the standard, I guess, nowadays. But the active part, that's where things get fancy. I was actually thinking about getting like basically a little rumble motor
Mhm.
and then running it through an Arduino. So then I could have like technically active pedals.
I mean, it'll do what you want it to. It'll give
Yeah.
you feed. You can set the Arduino up to pick up whatever the Sims
Yeah.
output channels are and say,
So
hey,
yeah, I've already looked into it, and then so I have all the software because some of the software I run anyways already supports it. So it's like I don't have to download anything extra. I just gotta go buy the stuff for it. But I kind of want to save up and get a new wheel.
just save up the $6,000 and get the SimuCubes, dude.
Or you know what? You're all right.
It's got to be worth it. Like, why else would they be $6,000?
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking.
So
my tires.
you know how I was making the comment way earlier into the stream that I get motion sick, and which is why I can't go into like VR vehicles. There's a sale happening the other day. You want to guess 2 of the games that I got?
Assetto Corsa and
BeamNG.
BeamNG.
BeamNG Drive.
I got Glider Simulator
Oh,
and VR Sailing.
That won't result in motion sickness at all.
Yeah, you'll
There's
be
no ground.
fine. You'll be fine.
They both were less than $4 each, and I was like, you know what?
Honestly, there's some photo scanned hyper realistic kayaking game on Steam. I don't know what it's called, but holy shit, was it so relaxing.
I just want to go back to when I went to Salem, like one of the first times I went to Salem since moving here, because I got to ride and sail on a boat. I loved it. I was enjoying myself so much that I'm like, that's why I got the sailing one, because I was like, okay, I just want that back.
You want to go back to
I just
sailing?
want to
Dude,
sail.
I used to sail when I was a kid. My dad had a friend that had a boat, and he would take us out every so often to go sailing. And even now, like fucking 20 years later, I'm like, God, that shit was lit. People just live and do this.
Yeah. My buddy Vinny out in old Kentucky, he's got a sailboat. It's like a 30-footer. It's a pretty good sized boat.
Nice.
He's had it since he lived out here in North Carolina before he moved out there. But yeah, if you come out there during one of our mod meets, I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to go sailing for a day or so.
We'll party.
Yeah, we'll party on the water, dude.
Let's turn the boat into a party boat.
alright. I want to say, right now I have no energy and I have to go wake up in the morning to open the store. So sadly, I do have to dip.
No worries.
I feel
No
that.
worries, Star. Great job today, dude.
Yeah.
I feel right now, like I say, thank you guys for being here, and thank you everyone that's been watching and on all streams. And even then, I'd like to give my friend a shout out, Retro Ducks, because he makes pretty good avatars if you want yourself Nova Beast. Go ask him; he'll make you something cool. I promise you.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, that's my shilling for tonight. I'm done. I'm out. Bye.
Have a good one, Star. Again, thank you very much, and sleep well, dude.
They're already gone.
Doing a disco
All right, they're
out
dead.
in the...
They're dead.
Dead to us now.
We'll never.
Race done, big eeps.
Oh,
I am the only humanoid creature right now in this chat.
Yeah,
I
how's
was
that feel?
noticing that.
You're the only non-cat cat here.
Yeah, you're a.
It's not even a cat. That's the thing. It's Stoat.
Aren't stoats
just-
technically in the feline family?
No.
No.
The hell
even
is a
close.
stoat?
I thought Stu was a bird.
No. That's
Birds,
a booty.
those aren't real. That's Sez's actual conspiracy theory, is that they just think Stoat's a bird.
Oh, it's a
Stoat's the
weasel.
only actual bird. Yeah, it's a relative of a weasel. They can kill rabbits up to 10 times its size.
A species of mustelid.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, so I never
fuck did you
say
just
that.
call me?
I just go, it's in the same family as weasels and ferrets.
mustelid. Mustela, is that
Used
an
to
R?
with
It
these
is.
nuts, bro.
Ermine.
Got 'em.
Mustela erminia.
Yeah, ermines or whatever the fuck. They used to actually think stoats and ermines are different, but they're the same. They just didn't realize that stoats' furs change depending on the season.
Why is there a white? Hold on.
Yeah. Why is there a white what, Milk?
Oh, you know. When I'm gonna put it in the lobby chat here.
Okay.
When you Google stoat,
Yeah.
it comes up with the thing, and the very first one is a white stoat called the Guardian.
No.
Dude, that's just Stoat.
That's just me and the wild.
That's exactly what her little. That's her little person. That's her little VTuber right there.
It's the winter coat too, so it
Oh,
matches.
I love the overview section. Tail length 3 to 4.7 inches male adult, 2.6 to 4.2 inches female adult, mass 9.1 ounces male adult. Females don't have mass.
They're
All
lighter
planets are
than
male.
air.
I love these little things, dude. They scream when you grab them.
I do too. They ain't
Cute way.
special.
Not always.
Say,
Mine's just out of panic usually, but it's fine.
It's fine.
I startle easy.
You're gonna forget that this conversation happened, and whenever I come and visit next month, I'm just gonna immediately grab you. Like,
Dude, I'm gonna forget this happened in 5 minutes. Are you kidding me? I'll forget this happened the next time I light up. Please don't hurt me.
What's that move where like you
Please
run
are
at
fragile.
someone, you grab them around the back of the head or the neck, and you pull them down backwards? That's
Full
what I'm
Nelson?
gonna do to you.
An RKO out of nowhere.
No, never mind. Nope. Phil Nelson,
Watch
I
out,
think,
watch
is
out.
the thing. Where is... Okay.
He's coming in with the steel chair.
Give him a chair. Give him a chair.
No, can I inspire you
Alright,
a little?
I'm logging off.
You logging
Good
off?
night, says.
Good
It
night.
says.
Great job. They're dead. They're gone.